Take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
They said the truth was buried deep in files they tried to burn. David's on the mic now, it's the people's turn. From shadow men in black to creatures in the mist, he's cracking open secrets that the government dismissed. Spooky lights above us, he's tracking every blink. Aliens, cryptids, yeah, he's making you think. With a journal full of clues and a wild-eyed hunch, he's talking ghost towns, lost time, Bigfoot's lunch. Old Dayvid don't know, but he's looking for the code on a long dark road where the weird ones go. Mics stay hot when the stories unfold, digging through the static for the truth untold. From pyramids on Mars to sounds in the night, he's chasing after whispers just beyond the light. Tinfoil hat, nah, it's a crown for the bold. Turn the dial up, these tales don't grow old.
Hey everybody, it's David from Down the Rabbit Hole, and you're listening to Dayvid Don't Know. Today, I've got a wonderful, wonderful person that I actually do a show with. I'm a co-host on this show. Her name is Abbie Dent. She is a spectacular person. She is like a very professional. She used to work for the BBC, and she is part of a group where she does paranormal investigations. She helps people. It's really, really awesome. And in this show, we get to talk a lot about the stuff she's seen, the things she's done. And we go deep on a lot of other things besides the paranormal, which I love, because that means you have a very interesting conversation and it just goes like a ping pong ball, is just hitting all over the place. I love it. Okay. Spooky story today. I want to tell, I talked to my dad today. He's just getting over the flu. Him, my mom, my nephew, and my nephew's wife, and also their 1.5-year-old all had the flu pretty much at the same time. And he's just getting over it. It's been about 2 weeks. It's a pretty strong strain. I think he may have had COVID. His neighbor had COVID. So I was like, well, the symptoms you're describing and what you're saying sounds like he had COVID. But anyway, we started talking about my baby nephew, grandnephew, whatever you want to call him. He has been talking in his sleep. And see, there's a link in my family that goes pretty far back. My brother, okay, we'll just start my brother. We'll go backwards. My brother would wake up in the middle of the night and sleepwalk. I remember playing Monopoly with my family. He was a little kid. He was asleep. He walked into the kitchen. At the end of the kitchen where the trash can was, he faced it. And we all were playing, and we looked at him and like, hey, what's going on? And then he lifted the lid of the trash can and peed inside. And I was freaking out. I was like, what are you doing, man? And my dad was like, he's asleep. He's asleep. Just let him. So that was kind of the first time I saw it. I didn't know this. We shared a bedroom, me and my brother. He had done that a lot. And one night, I just happened to wake up as he was getting out of bed. And I called to him and he didn't answer me. And so I thought it would be funny if I followed him and scared the shit out of him. I thought it would be hilarious. Big brothers, that's what we do. He ended up going towards my parents' bedroom, opening the door, walking over to where my father was. And as my father was sleeping on his back, my brother was looking at him, staring at him, dead asleep. And then my father woke up and saw him and he was startled. And I saw my dad get up kindly and slowly walk my brother back to bed. And I asked him the next day, what the hell was that? And he says, he sleepwalks. And the reason I know is because I used to do it. So going back to my dad in his youth, would sleepwalk a lot. And we just talked about this today. He said that one day he was coming back to his house, apparently asleep. He was outside and apparently left down the street, went to God knows where, amazingly did not get ran over in the middle of the night, walking back to his house and was awakened by a pack of dogs barking at him. He was shocked to see that he was standing in the street. And I asked him, were you in the middle of the street? He said, no, I was on the side of the street. So at least his sleeping brain realized enough, had enough sense to not be in the middle of the street. And so he said he woke up, he saw the dogs, he ran home, and he said the dogs didn't follow him for whatever reason. But here's the thing. He did this a lot apparently. And so what he would do, he would get up from his bedroom, completely asleep, walk to where his parents were sleeping, and then he would stare at my grandmother. But this happened so often that my grandmother didn't want to deal with this anymore. So one night they switched sides of the bed. My grandfather slept on her side and she slept on his side. And that night, my dad got up again, sleepwalking, walked to the bed and went to the other side where my grandmother was and was staring at her, just like my brother did to my dad. What does that mean? He sought her out. He knew it wasn't her there. He had to stare at her. And that always puzzled me. I don't get that. What is that about, man? Well, I asked my dad for the first time today because we've talked about this. This is a family story. Did my grandmother sleepwalk? Yep. She also did sleepwalk. And I'm thinking, which parent did she get it from? Which parent did she stare at? And why is it? What is that about? I don't know. It's freaking me out. I didn't get it, whatever it was. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I'll tell you, as a kid, I felt bad that I didn't get it. I wanted to be the one staring at my dad and be a part of the lineage or whatever this is. How far back did it go? I wish my grandmother was still around to ask her. I know that it had to be my great grandfather. I'm certain of it. He was the Apache Indian. He was full blood. He was a rough man. He was a rough man. So this goes back to him. I I'm certain of it. I'm sure it wasn't my grandmother, Porfilia. She was a Spanish, like a very light complected Spanish woman. And I don't know. I wish I knew. I want this answer. Do you have that in your family? Do you have sleepwalkers? Do they come and stare at the person who used to have it? What is this about? Does anyone have any information on this? If you do, reach out to me, best through my email, downtheonerabbithole@gmail.com. And it's the number one, it's not the word. Okay. All right. Let's get started. All right, Kevin. Kick. Hey, everybody. It's David from Down the Rabbit Hole, and you're listening to Dayvid Don't Know. Today, I have a very beautiful woman who also investigates paranormal places, which I find fascinating. I'm a huge fan of paranormal investigators. I have a whole lot of friends who do it. Like, just to name a few, I got 305 Paranormal with Jen and Mondo out in Miami. And I have a friend in California named Joy and Joey. They're also a couple. And they have a podcast that they release it's live every Sunday evening called Spooked Coast to Coast. So go check those guys out. They're phenomenal. They have all these really interesting guests like me. I'm on there. I've been there twice. Real fun. And they're a great couple of people. Couples, I should say. Awesome people. I have a lot of friends that do this. And so I'm really excited to bring Abbie in. She had some very interesting like captures that she wants to talk about. We have some recordings we're going to listen to. It's going to be awesome. So let's just get started. I'm ready to go. Welcome, Abbie Dent, everybody. Hey, Abbie.
Hello. How are you, David? Good to see you.
I am great. Good to see you. And you're wearing that sweater that you wore during our Christmas show. I was like flabbergasted by it. I was like mesmerized. I was like, wow, hypnotized.
Well, I thought you liked it, so I thought, I'd bring it back for you tonight.
Thank you so much. All right, Abbie. So I just found out. See, I met you through our good friend Decodes, Mr. Andy Decodes.
Yes, that's right.
And you were kind of, I guess, are you a co-host on the show now, or is that, or how's that work?
I'm a co-host on the UFO Files on a Monday, so Monday 7:30 on YouTube, and I guest host on the Wednesdays and the Fridays. So yeah.
And that is, what is that show exactly? That one called
the Wednesday Alien 8 UK.
Okay.
Alien 8 UK. The Wednesday show is actually changing. It's our last live guest this week before they change the format.
Okay.
And the Friday nights is like a live guest and live panels and stuff like that. And that is Alien 8 UK. So yeah. I gotta thank Andy because he has multiple guests at times, and I was really fortunate. I feel very fortunate he invited me to be on the show. I know like Tommy Cullum. I know Liam, the guy who's afraid of birds, and I really enjoyed it. I was like, can I do that? I wonder if I could like pull off a panel. Let me see what it's like. Yeah. And I definitely feel like I can pull that out. That was great. He's awesome. Guys, go follow Alien 8 UK. Yeah.
And he's also on Facebook. Give him a follow and a like and subscribe to his YouTube. Also, Lifting the Veil. Can you talk to me about that? A little bit about Lifting the Veil?
Lifting the Veil, we've been going since 2012. We're a paranormal radio talk show. We were the first in the UK back in the day, and next year we are switching to podcast. So I'll be uploading a lot of my archive stuff, a lot of the guests that I've spoken to over the years, and yeah, we broadcast once a month at Sound Art Studios, and yeah, it's just great paranormal content. We speak to some amazing guests, we get some amazing perspectives, go deep diving into some really controversial subjects, and just opening up people's minds basically and getting them to think outside the box, which is what it's all about.
That's wonderful. Wow, you've been doing it since 2012?
2012, yeah.
God.
I took a break.
Did you start when you were 15?
2012. How old was? Oh God, I think I was in my 30s then. So yes.
What? Oh wow, shocker.
But yeah, I took a break for a bit, and I went to work for the BBC for a few years for my sins.
What?
So, and then I relaunched Lifting the Veil this year. So yeah, it's been good fun, and it's been great meeting you guys and being welcomed into the podcast community. It's been absolutely fantastic to work with you all and collab. Really enjoying it.
I've been very fortunate to also be accepted into that. I feel very grateful because I've met a lot of people from the UK, and all of them are awesome. I think they're great. I need to make a trip out there, visit some people. So you work for the BBC? Is that what you said?
Yes, yeah.
What did you do?
I was a JC, which is journalistic coordinator. So I helped with all like producing shows, and I was in the odds room to do support the live broadcasts, and did some on air work and some outside broadcasts, all sorts really. But it just helped. It just helped me hone my broadcast skill, to be honest with you. Just like tighten everything up and get that BBC broadcast training. So I've got a lot of friends who still work there, and yeah, when they downscaled, I left, and I thought, no, I want to go back into the paranormal. And as much as I'm enjoying the work at the BBC, I just found it a little bit creatively constricting, and it just wasn't my field's high strangeness, the paranormal, and bit of conspiracy, alternate health, and ancient wisdom. See, that's where my soul lies. So I just wanted to come back home to that.
That's great. That is really great. Oh wow. So that explains it, because I gotta be honest, when we all got and I first met you for the first time, I was like, the impression I got is Abbie's a professional. I can tell right away. I can, because some people who can get up there and talk, and then there's some people who just cannot get up, or they won't stop talking, or they don't know, they can't read, cues or what have you, or what I'm saying, they don't read the room, that kind of thing. But I was like, oh, she sounds like a journalist or a professional, someone who knows what the hell she's talking about.
Not with BBC training.
And I was like, okay, so I have to get this person on my show. So you're the first person of that group of people that I have on my show. So thank you so much for joining me. Oh man, no, the honor is all mine. Absolutely. I'm so glad that you're here. And so you mentioned conspiracy. I'm intrigued. What would be your favorite conspiracy? What's the one thing that you're like, I like this, I want this to talk about this?
It's connecting the dots for me. It's not just one conspiracy. It is connecting the dots, and to zooming out and seeing the bigger picture, how things connect, what's going on in the world geopolitically, what's going on behind closed doors, psyops, things like that, things that we're not being told, and just adding these things up, finding the evidence, and proper evidence, not just, oh, I think this matches, but really looking for that solid evidence that connects the dots. And I mean, I've interviewed Andy Thomas, David Icke, Alex Garnes, bless him, God rest him. He was a bit of a mentor of mine. We were always on each other's shows. So cool. Yeah. It's been good. It's been good. I'd like to get back into that more, but it's the restrictions nowadays. I know I can't do it since the COVID outbreak on my station, because, as I said, I got an email from the directors when I started putting stuff out while we were about alternate health, vitamin D, things to keep yourself going and stuff like that during lockdown. And I got an email basically saying stick to the Scooby-Doo stuff. So I was like, okay then.
That does sound restricting. I wouldn't like to do that.
So yeah, that's going to be something I'll do when it goes to podcast format. That's something I can dip my toe back into. Because originally we were Haunted Devon Radio back in 2012, and I changed the name around 2014 to Lifting the Veil, so I could just explore more content and explore more subject matter than just ghosts and hauntings.
So Lifting the Veil, okay, I've met ever since I started my down the rabbit hole journey, and going full on paranormal, anything that was unexplained, anything like that, I've met a ton of witches.
Oh yes.
And
Yeah.
Let me be honest with you. Before I started this, before I had any experiences of my own, I didn't believe in any of it. I was I was a massive skeptic, and I
Yeah.
did not. If you told me your story, I was like, okay, I don't like to like put the kibosh on anybody and say,
Yeah.
you're wrong, and here's why. I like to let people talk and let them, explain. I can pretty much tell if they're telling me if they believe what they're saying or if
Yeah.
they're just blowing, sunshine up my butt, that kind of thing. But there was a point I was going to make here. See, at my age, these things just go gone.
Happens to me too.
But I didn't believe in any of it, and then something happened to me,
Ooh.
and then I believed it. Then I was like, I cannot, because I always, anything that happens, I will try to figure out, okay, that's hitting, this is making noise. Okay, it's not what, it's just this, right? And here we go again with this thing. Let me give it the message. And if you do a hands, if I talk with my hands a lot, right?
Yeah.
And so when I do it, I sometimes activate the camera and it does a close up and then whatever. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I had an experience. I tried to dispel it. I tried to debunk it, and I couldn't. And I'm good at debunking stuff. Well, I was at my sister's house. Actually, two things happened today, but I'm only going to tell you the second part because the first part is too freaking crazy. But
we like crazy.
I needed a place to sleep. So because my apartment apparently caught fire, the one above mine, the idiot up there, candle and went up.
God.
So everything kind of like went down, to my apartment where I lived. Me and my dog Charlie, we barely escaped. I was within, they said 10 minutes more, I would have died of smoke inhalation. So I think I may have died though. I think in another reality I did. I'm pretty sure. And somehow I think those two realities, I told you I wasn't going to talk about this and I did. I think those two realities somehow got slapped together because I have a memory of taking a nap when I didn't. And had I taken a nap, I would have died for sure.
My word.
And the bedroom, everything came through it. And anyway, so the next part, I'll just go into what happened that night. So I feel like that whatever happened there opened me up to something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that night I went to sleep at my sister's in her guest bedroom, and me and Charlie, I'm sleeping on my right side, and I have Charlie, right up against me, and like I'm spooning little Charles, and we're facing it's like what are those beds, like those small beds for kids or whatever, like not the queen or the full, it's like the smaller one,
like the single beds,
and it's right in the middle, and that's the room my sister does her crafts and all this. And so I'm sleeping on the right side, and I cannot sleep unless the door is closed and locked. That's just that's the way I sleep. I cannot sleep and it saved my life. It saved my life later. I'll tell you that later. But anyway, I'm asleep, and then I'm being awakened. Someone has grabbed my shoulder and is shaking me, and it's a small hand. So I thought it was my sister, and I'm thinking, oh shit, what happened now? Another fire? And I'm literally going to say that when I look up and there's no one there, but I can still feel a hand on my shoulder waking me up. And then I looked at the door because I figured it has to be her. Am I crazy? But the door was closed and locked. And so I immediately woke up from that, and I'm looking, and there's nothing there. And then I can hear footsteps in front of me where I'm facing walk around the bed.
Oh.
And then that's when I heard a giggle, and it was a little child giggle that chilled me to the bone. I literally covered myself with my blanket because I didn't, and my dog heard it. And Charlie, she's very protective, right? And she will bark, but there were only 2 times in her life that she didn't respond, and this was one of them. And the other time is when I had a home invasion at my house. She didn't bark then either for some reason. But I heard a giggle and I covered myself. And I thought, what the fuck is happening? What is wrong? And then it started to walk again to face me. I could hear it, and it sounded like shuffling, like feet on, because it was a wood floor.
Yeah.
It sounded like someone who wore socks and was shuffling around to face me. And I've always wanted to see a ghost. That's something that, is a bucket list item. So I lifted the veil, as you were, lifted the veil, and I looked, and there was nothing there. Here we go again. Yeah, extreme close up.
Dramatic camera zooming.
There we go. There we go.
Wow,
Okay.
that's amazing. That's again very, very freaky. But what you said about like you think you died and you like switched to an alternate or parallel timeline, that fits into researcher Anthony Peake and his book The Daemon, or was it Cheating the Ferryman? I think it's called. Brilliant guest. I've interviewed him years ago. Yeah, you want to get him on. Absolutely fascinating. But he goes into all of that, and he had an experience like that as well, where he kept hearing this song, hearing this song, and he had it fixed in his brain, and he knew he was going to die when this song played. And he had this car crash, and he survived it, and the song was playing at the time, but he thinks in an alternate timeline he actually died, and then like in a video game, like, you know, that's how he likens it. It's like in a video game that you just like carry on from the point of where you passed, or
there's a theory that says that you don't actually die. I mean, if you think about it, energy doesn't die, right? Energy goes on. It doesn't stop. So there are many theories that when you die, it's like you could roll over into another universe or a parallel universe, or there's a universe where you just never die. You just continue on or whatever. I always had this theory that I came up with myself that was, if this, I called it the infinite reality theory. Basically, if there's infinite realities, then every second you've ever lived, you died. Every second in another universe, you died from birth on. Every moment in your life, you didn't make it in an alternate universe. And then if you go further than that, your parents, think about the things that had to have happened for them to meet to have you. It can only happen so many times, right? So there's only a infinite universes, yes, but you're not in all of them. You're just not. You know, so
your soul's just in one at the same time. But he reckons that's where the feeling of deja vu comes from, and that's why we get deja vu less and less as we get older, because we've survived those and you remembered. Also, could be an explanation for the Mandela effect. Yeah,
that's another thing. So this happened to me in 2014. The ghost experience and the near death, whatever you want to call it, happened on the same day in October of 2014. And I've had weird I guess things that have happened to me as a result. And the Mandela effect I didn't know of it, so it doesn't mean it didn't happen. But I'm saying I'm a paranormal dude. I love it. I'm a tech. Like at the time I was an IT tech, and I research everything, you know, when it comes to computers, when it comes to the paranormal, whatever it was. I never heard of the Mandela effect until after that day. So there was God, I hate talking about this because it really confounds me, because I can't explain it. And it's happening to me, and I don't like that I can't explain it. But the thing is, before that, 2014, Mandela effect came into into popularity in 2009. That's when the phrase was coined, the Mandela effect. And so before that, I know Mandela died in like the 80s or the 90s, whatever it was. He died in prison. That's what I've always known. After 2014 and after the fire and all that, he was alive. And like the president or some shit. And I was like, this is weird. Okay, so that does kind of play. I don't know. I wish I can prove it, but there's a couple of things that are different from before and after.
And they switch back sometimes as well. Berenstain Bears, Sex in the City, Sex in the City, Interview with a Vampire, Interview with
Sex on the City,
Sex on the City, you know. Well, just gives me the Cosmo. I'm happy.
You know, there were some things that happened to me that changed after that date. So for example, I was like 5'8.5", you know, 5'8.5". I'm not a tall dude. I'm short, but afterwards I noticed, like, if I step off the curb on the street, it was larger. Like it seemed larger, like I shrunk or something. So there were some weird things. I'm no longer 5'8.5". I'm no longer 5'7". I'm no longer 5'6". I'm shorter than that.
No
And
way.
and another thing was really bizarre. The explanation apparently is I used to have really bad arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. It was crippling it sometimes. Like started in my 20s
Yeah.
and continued on, right? And so there would be days, especially when it's cold, like out now, that I couldn't walk because I had them in both my hips, in the knee, in my ankles, in my chest, where the ribs go into your sternum and all this. So crippling. Like it would take me forever to get out of bed on a bad day. It was terrible. After that date, I've never had another issue with it. Zero.
No.
No.
And rheumatoid arthritis is a degenerative condition, so it's
right,
not
it's worse.
It's not just arthritis; it is a degenerative condition.
I got it at 20. And it doesn't go away. There's no cure for this, right? So I was puzzled by this, but then I noticed something else. Like I started to have a kind of like my back kind of like hurt a little bit. So I go to the doctor and he tells me that I have a condition of the spine where the vertebrae are fusing slowly by themselves.
Wow.
Which is, they're just basically squeezing out that disc, bam, and fusing. And I was like, what are you talking about? When did this happen? And it's like, you have it. It looks like you've had it. I've never had this, but that explains why I'm technically why I'm shrinking is because it's squeezing out the disc a little at a time. Here's another one. Hey, baby. By the time, I'm a short man, basically, what it comes down to.
Well, I know myself. Good things come in small packages because I'm only 5 foot. So yeah.
Oh, see, that's my sister's height. She's the same. Do you have small hands too?
Tiny.
Yeah. See, that's why I thought it was. I thought it was my sister that was waking me up that night. I thought it was her, but it was a kid. Now, I didn't tell you that when I woke up the next day and I told her, I said, "Hey, man, something weird happened last night." She actually said, "Oh, you experienced it too?" And I could have just slapped her right there because she didn't tell me anything about this. No. She said, "Mom and Dad slept there. They had a similar experience." She said, "I do my crafts in there and I'll be working in there and something will fall off the shelf. And I'm like, I'll put it back and the same thing will fall off again. And I'll put it back to make sure it's on the spot where it's like not going to fall. And I'll go back to doing it. And the same thing will happen again." And the worst part was my nephew. He was about 3 or 4 years old at the time. He was talking to someone in that room. And my sister at first didn't think anything of it. She thought, well, this is normal. He has an imaginary friend, right? That's what it is. And she would ask him, "Who are you talking to?" And he would say, "I'm talking to my friend Coco. He lives here." And so for a while, this was okay until Coco started to terrify Max, my nephew. He started to scare the living to the point where he would run out of the room screaming his head off, just screaming. And my sister would, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" "Coco's scaring me." So,
I hope that stopped scaring your nephew. Well, that's not good.
No, I mean, we couldn't take him to like Chuck E. Cheese over here because they had those animatronics. He would be terrified of them. We couldn't take him to we have Spirit Halloween over here that they pop up everywhere. Couldn't take him there because those things would terrify him. I think it's because of this, whatever this was in that room. Yeah. And he's older now. He's fine. I think he's okay. I think he outgrew it, but we don't know what was going on. But they since have moved out of that house.
It's probably best.
Funny thing about that house is my sister told me that when she moved in, the owner of the house, who so happened to have the exact same name as our mom, which was bizarre, warned her. She said, "Listen, I need to tell you something, and you can take it any way you want, but I feel like I should tell you this." I thought it was going to be about the ghost or something, right?
Yeah.
No. Anytime anyone moves into this house as a couple, it doesn't matter if they're married, it doesn't matter if they're dating or whatever, they will always leave split up. Yeah. And she told her this, and my sister was like, "That's fine. It's okay." Because my sister was married, and the relationship they had was a very good relationship. The guy was a big, strong dude, but he was very docile and quiet and very nice. And he was, you know, the kind of guy you would like to talk to, get to know. That kind of, he was very nice, but he wouldn't talk all that much. You know what I'm saying? And then when they moved into this house, he started to change. It wasn't quick. It was a gradual thing.
Yeah.
By the time that I had the fire happen, and I had, she had invited me to stay there, he was very hostile towards me. Like, he didn't want me there, and he let me know it. Like, this is not the same person. I was like, what the fuck, is this guy serious? And he's like, yeah, he was like saying it out loud. Like, are you going to stay here a long time? Kind of thing. Like, it's like, shit, dude, I just got burned out of my house. Wow. I don't know. Yeah. He was completely different. So they actually, when they moved out, before they moved out, they got a divorce. She was being serious about that.
Yeah.
Now, here's the funny part. After they moved out, he went back to being himself.
Yes. Yeah.
Something like overtook him, or something changed him. He became a different person. That when they moved out and they split up and all this, back to normal. And now they have a very good, like, how do you, like, co-parenting. Yeah. So good. And they help each other all the time. They're good. He married someone else and she's still single or whatever, but it's amazing how well they work together. It's like the way they were before. It's so strange, man. I can't explain it. I don't know.
I interviewed a guest years ago now, John Cowie, I think he was, and he was a dowser. And he used to be an estate agent for years. And this is how he got into it. And he used to actually douse and clear energies out of people's houses. Wow. And he said there'd always be one house that would be known as the divorce house, because people would move in, they'd buy the house, a couple of years later, it'd be on the market again, and the couple would be getting divorced or separated. And he said this used to go on and on and on and on. You used to get these houses, and we used to refer to them as divorce houses, because the same pattern would happen over and over again. I'll send you the episode.
Absolutely, please.
Absolutely fascinating. Yeah.
I'm curious if that continued. What I need to do, I've been saying this for years, that I'm going to go and investigate in that house.
Yeah.
But it occurred to me that I should just contact the owner and then see if anyone's there, if they're willing to let us go in and just do a couple of, some stuff that you do, you know what I'm saying? Take some tools in there and see what we can see. I wanted to talk to that kid.
Yeah.
What is his problem? I don't know. Strange.
That's the thing, though. We end up with more questions than answers, don't we? We just don't know. We can only theorize from our own experiences, but we just don't know. And every time we think we've got something figured out, something else comes up which throws it completely out of whack. And you're like, well, now what? I think I've just had this figured out, and now I don't have this figured out, and now something else, new information's come into the mix. So it's just it's I love it, but I used to be of the mind that I need all the answers. I need to have them now. I want to get them before I die. But I guess the older I'm getting, it's like, chill out, man. Just relax. If you do find out, that's great. If you don't, whatever. You may have to come back and do it again anyway. So, right? Well, yeah. What you don't learn, you're doomed to repeat.
Exactly. So I'm trying to learn. That's what I'm trying to do. So, Abbie, tell me a little about how you got into like Haunted Devon. What is that? What are we talking about there?
Haunted Devon, it's been going since 2005. So we're 20 this year. So
congratulations.
I didn't found the club. It was founded by Byron Jackson, our founder. He flits in and out when he can. I've been running the club since 2013. So I'm the current chairperson. It's a committee of volunteers. So we're a non-profit organization. We're a members club that investigate the paranormal. We get called into quite a few high-profile places. We have a lot of places that we can't actually talk about because there's zero publicity, or we've signed NDAs for some of them. Very cool. We investigate. We're a group of like-minded people, and the members call it the HD family. So we're just a group of like-minded people. we investigate a very balanced way. So we have a balance of science and spiritualism. So we kind of balance it out, and we're always up for finding the rational explanation first,
Yes.
without jumping on. And we don't actually say anything is paranormal. We find it interesting. That's about as far as we go. Is interesting.
Yeah. I have a lot of issues, especially on Down the Rabbit Hole, where people will say something's fake, and yeah, it might be fake.
Yeah.
Right. I agree. But there's some things out there that I can't explain. And that's as far as I'm going to go. I will never say this is real, because how do you say that? How do you prove it? Scientifically, you can't prove it, right? Yeah. So I will always say unexplained. I can't explain it. That's why my show is called Dayvid Don't Know, because I don't know. I really do not know what all this is. I don't know what's going on. I don't get it.
One day you will, but at that point you'll be at the end of the journey. So enjoy the ride.
Exactly. And I'm actually enjoying this ride. This has been great. This has been 3.5 years of having fun. Now the show just started back in June.
Yeah.
So I'm 2025. Yeah. We're
doing well.
I did a really great show. My friend Amanda Goodwin, she had a show called 1-0. I'm pretending like I don't remember. But it's called 1-0, and I loved being a part of it, and that's how I feel like I got my chops there working with her, because she was great. She's just freaking great at that. Yeah, and I got to learn a lot, working with her. So to the point where I feel like I can do this on my own, which is it takes some practice. Because I don't know if you know, Abbie, but I am an introvert. I don't quiet. I don't talk too much like I am now. You're bringing out, for some reason, something about you, your host ability. You're just making me talk a lot more than I usually do. But, so tell me a little bit about, are there a lot of members on HD?
Yes, I think we've got there's over 100 members. I think we've got about 50 or 60 active at the minute. Obviously with cost of living and people's busy schedules, people, dip in and out and come and investigate when they can. So there's about 6 committee members, and as I say, we don't get paid for what we do. It's all voluntary, and we run the club together. And so we've been current committee. Most of us have been doing it for 10 years, and we've had 2 new members, Elaine and Mary, come on this year. So
welcome, Elaine and Mary.
Yeah, Sally, who does all our reports and goes through all the audio and organised the Christmas investigation the other week, bless her, because I had food poisoning, so she took over. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Dodgy roast, dodgy carvery.
So you won't say paranormal, but haunted Devon. You'll say haunted Devon. Okay.
Haunted it was named before us. We kept the brand because we've built it up over 20 years, so it's a name that people trust. So the venues trust it, people trust it. We are, I think, one of the top paranormal groups in the UK. So
wow, that's awesome.
The website we do all reports, we go into evidence, there is some public reports out there for the venues we can publicize, and they're all interactive as well, so you can go, and as you're reading the report, you can listen to the EVP, you can watch the footage, you can and the deep dives in the history afterwards is just amazing. Sally just does such an amazing job, and she's very much appreciated, but we can't appreciate her enough for the amount of work she does. She's just phenomenal.
So, I just did a show, the one before this one, where I recorded just the other day, but I did it with Nisha Brown, and she's from Hot Garbage podcast, and it's true crime and all this. But she went deep into the Ed and Lorraine Warren history. So can I ask a question about that? How do you compare yourself, like your group, to the Warrens? Would you say
we don't make stuff up? We're not in it for the money.
Excellent answer.
We're not in it for the fame or the money. I mean, I know I do these podcasts and things like that, but that's me, not the club. So it's
right.
we're not clickbait, we're not attention seekers. We basically
Excellent.
go and investigate, and if we find anything, we do. We don't. Our preferred nights is when nothing happens, to be honest with you, because you know that you can trust the team. You know you can trust your team around you, and we do experiments and team building and have a laugh on those quiet nights. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well said. Excellent. Excellent answer. Yeah, because we found not only, you know, the kind of like sensationalism, you know, trying to push something that's really not. Is everything a demon? I don't think so. And so, yeah, but we found things that were worse in those closets. There are some very horrible skeletons in there, and that's. But
yes.
yeah. So if you haven't listened to that one, go back and listen to that episode, because god damn, son,
he's morally questionable, and that's as and that's being nice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we were not nice. We unfortunately we went, but he did pioneer. This thing, right? Him and Lorraine, they did. They were like the first. Maybe not exactly the first, but they were the first to really draw a crowd.
Yeah.
And there are so many people that follow them, right? I mean, but what I love the scientific approach to it.
Yeah.
That would be me if I did it again. That would be me if I were to join a group or to start a group. I would have to really, that's the first thing, would be debunking.
Yeah.
There's a reason. Oh, the pipes. Oh, that's what it is. Or this, or whatever it is, right? So I really appreciate a team like Haunted Devon, you know, that does that. They really, and when you find something, now I can say, they fucking found something, baby. It's something. So that's what I appreciate about those type of groups. Excellent.
Yeah, get yourself over to the UK and come out with us.
I have got to for sure.
Definitely.
So you have found, can you tell me, I know you said you signed NDAs and stuff like that. Is there a family or a group or something where you actually helped, and you can't say the names, but you can say what happened? That kind of, is that can we do
I very rarely take on house cases, to be honest with you, because you end up more of a social worker than you do a paranormal investigator, because it is the emotions of what's going on in the house. And obviously if there's children or if there's a bad haunting, it can affect the emotions. It depends what's going on as well, whether there's addiction in the house, whether there's mental illness, whether there's any kind of domestic abuse or anything like that. So you have to be so careful when dealing with house cases. But I mean, we've got a checklist that I go through, and I ask people questions on the phone and stuff like that, so we can kind of assess what is going on and whether we can actually provide any help or not, or whether it's a case of, I think you need to speak to different, more official services, so to speak, to get some help. But there has been a few cases. Yes, there was one in Ivy Bridge where a woman had ME, same as me, and she'd brought something back with her off a honeymoon. And it was a dark shadow being, and it was dressed in a fedora and a trench coat, so the quintessential hat man, basically. And
fashionable,
you know, being haunted by Dick Tracy is always good. And she had problems. I mean, she had a high ranking profession. She worked in the care industry. Her husband was in the corrections industry. So he was working in the prisons and things. And we went and investigated the house. We could tell there was something absolutely horrible there. We knew it was slightly out of our depth for us to get rid of. I mean, this was back in 2014. And it was around about Easter, just before Easter, when we investigated. And afterwards, I ended up with an actual mark, a thumbprint on my neck.
Oh,
so
my God.
So it was marking me because I had the same condition as this woman. So I was like, okay, you think I'm weak? Think again, sunshine. But we got in someone who used to work at Bodmin Jail, a medium called Mark Rablin, and he was a healer and a demonologist as well. This thing wasn't a demon; it was some sort of lower entity. It wasn't a human spirit, but I'm not going to say it was demonic because So me and Mark went over one evening, and he performed Reiki healing on her. And with that, he got her to be able to sever the connection. She was able to banish this thing, this whatever had attached to her. And then he went and cleared the house, and I was doing the same to the dog at the same time, because the dog was going mental. Just absolutely mental. But after that, we kept in contact afterwards. Obviously, when you do something like that, you keep in contact, and just like, has anything come back up? But luckily it was a one pass, and whatever this was, it broke the attachment. Now, she actually bought this from it was either a Travelodge or a Premier Inn in Birmingham. And they'd had a history of this shadowy thing in a hat and trench coat, actually haunting the actual hotel. And this is where it came from. And we don't know if this is where it got bounced back to or what, but all we know is she was free from it, and that was good enough for us, basically.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. So you really helped this woman.
Yeah. She was the stuff she was getting proper attacked, and I mean proper physically attacked, as well as emotionally, mentally, and in her dreams as well. She was absolutely being terrorized. Her husband wasn't. It was just her. It was picking on her. Yeah.
How weird. Just like a typical man.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Narcissistic ghosts. What can you say?
Yeah.
Even in death, they just come and pee you off.
That kind of leads me to a question I was wanting to ask. I've always wanted. There's actually two questions. The first one is Reiki. Can you explain what that is exactly? Like what kind of healing is that?
It comes from Japan, and it's from earlier this century, so it's actually quite new. And it kind of works with your chi, your life force. So, I mean, I've got my Reiki 1. I did that years ago now. I need to do my Reiki 2, really, but I just haven't got around to it. And basically, you are a conduit. Basically, you are a channel for that energy, that universal love, that healing energy, and it just flows through you. And it just rebalances those energy centers in your body and just brings down inflammation. Now, I can't say that it medically helps and all the rest of it, because legally I cannot say that.
Yeah.
But it just helps, rebalances the energy centers, brings down the inflammation, brings calm to the central nervous system, and it just helps your body kick in that healing that you've got yourself. I mean, you can heal anything from within yourself. You've got that in you. Sorry, Big Pharma, but yes, you need medical intervention. Yes, you need medication and stuff like that. But everything that we have on this planet, we have available to us to heal ourselves. And we have that within. It's mind over matter, isn't it? I mean, I used to be a carer, and I've seen people who have had massive strokes recover so much, and yet I've seen people have the exact same symptomology, exact same effects, not recover, and it's all down to their state of mind. It's all down to what they have within themselves.
I believe that.
Reiki is definitely it's just energetic. We are energetic beings living in a fleshy experience. Basically, our souls are eternal. This is just the second-hand car we're occupying at the moment until we upgrade into something else on the next life.
You're saying that's exactly what I think. This is a temporary thing for our soul or spirit, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it a meat suit. We're in a meat suit. Yeah. And it's basically a body that the soul is experiencing these things, these feelings, these experiences that when you're in the realm, in the source, you cannot experience. So like eating something delicious, they can't do that up there, man. They can't. No. They don't know what that's like. They're experiencing it through this body.
Yeah. Spiritual being having a human experience,
right? And so you're trying to understand, like, what are you here for? You're here to learn. That's what the meaning of life is. You're here to learn. You're here to level up your soul, man, so that you don't have to come back. And if I had a choice, Abbie, I wouldn't come back. If I would go stay up there, I don't want to get back.
I think I'm doing well with my life lessons this year. I'm all about looking inwards, introspection,
Yeah.
self growth. If you go through,
Improvement.
if you go through
Yes.
something, you use that as an opportunity to learn and improve what you need in yourself. We
Right.
all have a shadow self. We've all been through stuff in our lives
Mhm.
that we have negative behaviors, or subconsciously, because most people don't actually realize the negative behaviors they have from their core wounds. They just react because their central nervous system is just so dysregulated. So I do believe personally that we have a soul contract, and we've already agreed to everything that's going to happen to us in this life, everything, challenges and also triumphs that we're going to face that are going to evolve and push us forward. But the free will comes in is whether we choose to actually engage with that shadow self and learn and grow and actually align to source. And this is where manifestation comes from. Everybody's going, oh, Joe Dispenza, manifest money, man, get into the vibration. No, you can't get into that vibration. You have to align within yourself. If you are aligned with yourself and have done that work, then you are aligned with source. You don't need to manifest anything. It will come to you at that point. You will be in that field of abundance.
Yes.
So I think that's where all these self-help gurus that make so much money miss the point. And that's my soapbox. I'm going to get off my soapbox.
I feel like they were doing it for themselves and it worked, essentially it worked. But yeah, they're like you say, those shadow, the shadow self or whatever, the core issues that you had in your life, like growing up, right? Everyone has something negative, something bad that happened to them.
Definitely.
I know in my 20s and my 30s, I was living in that. I was stuck in there, and I could not, and I was feeding it because there's this thing I do every night as I'm going into theta. I'm telling myself, you need to work on this. You need to work on that. You need to be successful. You need to keep trying. You need to keep pushing, be positive. I keep doing that as I'm falling asleep, because I learned that in my 20s and 30s, instead of doing that, I was like angry and thinking about this person that I hate, or I was thinking about this person that I like and having an argument with that person in my mind. And then the next day have an argument with them and thinking, what the fuck? Did I predict this? How did I do that? Well, no, you're programming your mind to do it.
And then projecting.
Project it. And then next thing you know, it's happening.
Yeah.
And it was I had a lot of hate. I had a lot of anger. Yeah. I had all this turmoil that I was living inside of it.
Yeah.
And it took forever.
Prison. It is a prison.
Exactly, man. You are perfect for this stuff, man. Let me tell you, you're saying exactly everything that you're like. Are you reading my brain? But really,
done the work, done the journey.
It took me forever to finally figure this out.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm on the other side of it.
Yes.
So this is one lesson for sure. I was sent here to learn, and I feel like I'm doing a damn good job of that one, at least.
Most definitely. Some people are at late 50s, 60s and all, and they're still living in that programming. But the thing is, they're hurting themselves. They're gaslighting themselves. Massive shame core wounds, abandonment wounds, rejection wounds, no matter what it is, self-blame. Mine was a self-blame. I was self-blame and abandonment with me. So, I
don't see that. You don't do that now, do you?
No, I've done
I don't see it. Because I know a lot of people who they do that a lot. Like so I'm a rideshare driver, right? I do this for a company, and I pick up all sorts of people. And I picked up a lady today, and I'm not going to say her name, but she was lovely. She was a lovely little girl. She looked very young, but she has a 7-year-old daughter, and married and all this. But she kept saying, because she was going to New York, and she was saying how, it's cold up there, and every time it's cold, I get sick. And I get this and I get that, and I have to go because the company is making us go. And every time I get in cold weather, I get this and I get that. So I was actually trying to change her thinking, and I was saying, listen, this is what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna put it in the universe that you're not gonna get sick. You're not gonna get this and that. You're gonna have a wonderful time. And then she was like, yeah. So I hope it stuck with her, because she was telling me about all these times in her life where she was in cold weather and she got asthma, and then she had bronchitis, and then she just got She just got over a sickness right now, and she's still. I was like, damn, this woman is programming the shit out of herself.
Yeah.
My God, stop already.
Depends what energy she's in as well. So if she's associated, I mean, if she's a higher vibrational energy like us,
Yeah.
and she's mixing with someone who is dragging her down, is low vibrations, kicking off a central nervous system, that will automatically bring her frequency down to match, because that's what happens when we're in people's energy. We balance, we harmonize.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what we want to do is, instead of coming down, we need to stay up, and then that'll encourage the ones that aren't, just to come up and elevate and upgrade as well. But they, as you said, they've got to do it themselves. It's not something you can help people with. It's a journey they have to take by themselves. We can encourage, like you did with that woman, or like, you know, just say like, you know, oh, if you want to manifest, and you need to look at the shadow, and like, you know, as within, so without, basically. What's inside here, we create the world around us. So whatever we're projecting from inside here, not our conscious, our subconscious, and we can't get to our higher conscious until we sort out our subconscious, because we're operating from that programming. So as within, so without. So no matter what you're putting in here, you are putting out there, and you're creating a reality around you. So yes, you know, you will get sick. And I mean, with my health, with ME, I have to reprogram my way of thinking. So if I'm on a crash day, I'm not on a crash day, I'm on a recovery day. I'm recharging. I've done a lot, I'm recharging. I'm feeling a bit tired today, so I'm going to have some self-care. I'm going to do this, that, and the rest of it for myself. I'll do some work, and then I'll just chill. And then I'm fine the next day.
I love it. I love everything you're saying right there. I totally am in line with, and I do hope that she doesn't get sick. I hope it's a thing where it's like, oh man, that guy said I wasn't, and I didn't.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah.
Hopefully, and maybe I need to do that. And when you say you have to hit the unconscious, right? I think that's what I'm trying to do when I'm talking to myself as I'm going into theta state.
Yeah.
As I'm falling into sleep, I'm trying to program and put thoughts, good positive thoughts. Yeah. I find that the very next day, at some point in the day, I'm thinking I'm happy, right? Like this feeling of happiness comes over me, and I'm like, why am I happy? That's weird. I'm glad I'm happy.
Yeah.
But you know, if you think back to my 20s and 30s, I was angry during the day. I was angry, and I'm like, why am I angry? You know, I have no reason to be angry. Why am I angry? So I kind of figured this is how it works, man. This is what you have to do, these kind of things, if you want to. And another thing I always do, and I'm sure you do this, is if I'm feeling down or I'm having an issue, you know, something's going on, I stop for a second and I practice gratitude. I start to think about all the things that are going right in my life. When things are going wrong, I lean on the good things in my life, and I try to say, okay, well, you know, Chloe, my daughter, she's doing wonderful. I love her so much, and she's, you know, living a very good life, and she just bought her own car. You know, I just try to think about those things, and it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Like you can accomplish anything with the people you have in your life, you know?
But you've done the healing, though. You've done the work. But if you're stuck in that anger state, if you're stuck in that dysregulated state where everything is triggering you to explosive rage for just, you know, things that just don't warrant that, you know, it's a massive overreaction to what's going on. You need to kind of like look inside and say, okay, I'm not angry because of this situation. Something's triggering this anger. What deep inside of me is triggering this anger? Is it shame spiral? Is it I don't feel good enough? Is it I'm frustrated? Is it so it all comes down to 2 or 3 core wounds within your body, within your life. And it is a choice whether you actually do the work or not. But if you do the work, life gets so much better and so much easier. And just relationships work better. Your work situation works better. You find success, opportunities. Your love life just completely improves because you're not operating from ego. You're operating from conscious love and empathy and understanding. So it's so important, and it's such a journey that I recommend for everybody. But the one thing I would say, if you are going to take this healing journey, is the one thing you need to have, which is more important than anything else, is self-compassion and kindness. because you can look back at your mistakes, you can look back at how you've treated people, you can look back at things that you were doing when you were operating from core wounds and dysregulated nervous system and subconscious. You know, you're operating from reaction, you're not operating from conscious thought, you're not operating from your higher self. So forgive yourself for that. Forgive yourself from operating from your wounds. Be compassionate with yourself and do the work and live your best freaking life possible.
Gosh, I hope everyone is listening to this, because this is very important stuff.
We started off on the paranormal and now we've kind of like self-help and healing. What was that about?
This is like, listen, man, I mean, you need this in life. You need to overcome. And that's really what it is. You're overcoming those very difficult times that you had to endure and you had to really live in. And, you know, it's rough. I mean, a lot of people will say this, oh, you don't know, my life was hard. Everyone's life is hard, man. Maybe not, you know, super rich people, but everyone's life basically there's something that goes wrong.
Money just makes you more of what you are. If you're already an a-hole, then you're going to be 10 times more of an a-hole with money.
Right. But could you stop that? Is there a way to stop it? Yeah.
Yeah. Do the work.
You could stop being an a-hole, man.
Yeah.
Definitely could work. But yeah, you had mentioned also something about soul contracts.
Yes.
And I read this book. So I started to change my life. I really knew I had to change my life. Something was not going right. My marriage was it was not a marriage. It was just, I was not happy. So I asked for a divorce. I got out of it. And then I'm a very, like, introvert. You would not believe how incredibly, I literally, I would go to work. I would not go anywhere else. After my divorce, I moved into an apartment and I would go to work and then I would come home and watch TV. And that was it. Me and my dog, Charlie, would just be together. Then I'd go back to work and I'd have to talk to people again. And that felt like took a while to be able to like open up. Oh, human, and contact again. This is weird. But I started to volunteer. I thought, let me try to do something like to help other people just to see, what that's like. Let me do that. So I started volunteering for the American Cancer Society. And I did this, like, it's a drive thing where you go and you pick up people who don't have any way of getting to their appointments and you take them to their appointments. And then you take them home. You can either just drop them off or just take them home or do both. And I would do both. And it changed my life. Yeah. It changed everything because I got to look into the window of someone's life at the moment where they were exiting theirs. Yeah. Some people made it. Some people were, and like my mom, she had breast cancer back in 2004 and she lived. She made it. She had a lumpectomy and she's still around, man. Yeah. Even a stroke in 2015, she's literally die hard. She will not die. She lives through all that stuff. She's tough. But
she's got that mindset that yeah.
And that's what it is. It's the mindset. This woman, we'll get into that later, but at another moment. But I remember the first time I picked someone up and this person knew she was not going to make it. And she was telling me that you need to live your life. You need to do those things that you have been keeping yourself from because you don't think you can do it, or you don't think, just do it. That's what life is all about. There's so many things I wish I would have done that I didn't do. And now that I'm at the end, I regret. Yeah. Don't regret. She told me, don't regret. And she was so adorable that I dropped her off. I said, you're going to be fine. You keep trying. I knew she knew, right? I dropped her off and I pulled over. The waterworks came because she was so lovely to give me that moment and try to build me up that I could not hold. I'm almost right now about
I can see.
It was rough, man, but I felt it was a rewarding feeling to help these people, even at this critical stage in their lives. And after doing this, I met Angie, and it's going to be 7 years. We've been together since in January. It'll be 7 years this January.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I always felt like it was because I was doing this that something good came into my life. But you had mentioned soul contracts.
Yes.
Yeah. You're right. I think you're absolutely. Go ahead. Saying what you were saying. Go ahead.
I mean, I firmly, and this is my own opinion, my own belief. Other people may think otherwise, but I firmly believe we sign up to what we're going to happen to us in this life. And I mean, I'm not to go into detail, but I've been through some pretty horrific stuff in my life. But no, I haven't been through. I've survived it. I've galvanized it. I'm thriving now. My go-to song is Imagine Dragons Believer, because that is my love, my life, my drive. It comes from pain. It comes from working through it, finding the beauty in it. And just, I wouldn't change anything that's happened in my life, because it's made me who I am today. It's made me compassionate, kind, empathetic, understanding, and just such a big heart, and so willing just to be a positive force for people and a positive light, and just help people just find that little change. And sometimes you can, sometimes you can't with people, and that's down to them. That's their journey. That's their business. Not my monkey, not my circus.
Right.
But especially if they're, doing stuff that's like negatively impacting me, it's just like, I can't do this. You need to go and heal by yourself. But yeah, I honestly do believe we choose our life and we choose the experiences. And this is where free will comes in, because we can either learn from our experiences, or we can play the victim to it and be, oh no, poor me, going wrong. Or just like, okay, so this has happened. What can we learn from it? Bad relationship, it's gone horribly wrong. Okay, what can we learn from it? I can psychoanalyze their part. I can psychoanalyze my part. I can see where I've let myself down. I can see where this person's letting themselves down. But it's not my responsibility to sort them out. It's my responsibility to sort me out. So when I go into my next relationship, I'm 10 times better. I'm not carrying old wounds. I've learned, So it's like that with life. And I think that, without getting too heavy.
No, you said it beautifully. And you know what? I think that's why you and I seem to have like a connection. I could feel, this person right here. I want to talk to that person.
Same when I met you with Andy. It's like, yes.
It was Angie that basically. So I grew up a Catholic. I was a devout Catholic. That's how I was indoctrinated, and I loved it and whatever. But I questioned it all the time, and they did not like that. So I would, even in the little school, like the CCD Catholic schools, like you would have to go to, I would ask, well, why is Catholicism the best religion? They just didn't know how to answer my questions. They'd be like, because it's the oldest. Oh, okay. Well, it's not the oldest. That's wrong. Why are you lying to me? or do you not know? You just not know, And I remember asking once is like, do dogs have souls? Because, my dog and they were like, no, they do not have souls. I'm like, what? If that's the religion that I'm a part of, I don't know if I want to be a part of it, because I don't think you're right, And when I met Angie, before I met Angie, I was an atheist. I read the Bible from cover to cover, and that turned me completely off to religion because of all the things that they never said in church. There was a whole bunch of passages in there they never talk about because they're horrific, right?
Yeah.
But and that's supposed to be from God or whatever. And I know I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is I met Angie. She made me read this book. She said, read this. And I'm trying to remember. It's Journey of Souls.
Oh yeah.
Have you read it?
Yeah.
Oh,
beautiful.
Open my mind up to the source.
Yeah.
Right. I think Angie and I have a soul contract. Because the moment I met her and I saw her, I recognized her in a way that was beyond the flesh, was beyond, skin deep. There was something else about her that I knew my whole life, but not just this life. You know what I mean? I've known her before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she is the person, she's the higher that has raised me up. You know what I mean? She's brought me up. And
what a good woman does. A good woman will challenge you to
man.
be the best man you can possibly be. And if you can't be that man, then step aside and let somebody else have a go.
Right. Exactly. And I feel like I've risen to the challenge, and I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
You know, not just from that book, but the idea of reincarnation being real,
Yes.
the idea of you know, getting to choose the life you want.
Yes.
Right? Because you get an option according to this book. I'm not saying I'm telling you people this is how it is. No. According to this book, Journey of Souls, you get to, when you're in the source, when you have gone from a life and you're there, you get to choose. Of course, they help you choose. They don't just pick anyone. Be Elon Musk. No, it's not like that.
It's what your soul has to evolve to learn from the last lifetime, or generational trauma, or generational things that get passed down, a bit like genetic memory. You know, you have these things within you. But with soul contracts as well, I believe, to be honest with you, you can have a soul contract with somebody, but not be a soul mate, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're there to spark something off in each other. So either for a completion for someone's healing journey, and to start somebody's healing journey off, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's that great saying, isn't there? You meet some people, and you're there to teach them what unconditional love is, and they're there to teach you to unconditionally love yourself. So it's like one of those, isn't it? You know, you're teaching people what love is, and they're teaching you where you've got a deficit in yourself, and that you need to show up more for yourself in order to love other people better. Because if you're just people pleasing or blindly giving, you are susceptible to the energy vampires of this world and the ones that take advantage. So it's knowing your own worth and having strong boundaries with being a kind, open, empathetic person. Otherwise, it can be a bit draining and a bit dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I hope that she is my soulmate. I feel like that is something.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think you do solid.
Because, you know, it's funny that we got along really quickly. Like I'm like, I was a skeptic. I don't trust people. I didn't believe in soul mates or any of that. And because, you know, think about the amount of people that have ever lived in the world, like 100 billion, right? That not every single person had a soulmate, man. That's just not how it works. Some people die at 9 years old. They didn't get a soulmate. What's up?
Not in this life.
Yeah. So I would always, that was where I was coming from, right? And then I met her, and it was like instant. And then here's another scary thing. Oh my God, I keep activating my camera. Here's another weird thing, is that something I would never do. We met in January of 2019. And started dating, and then we ended up like staying at each other's places, and then her lease was ending in May, so like at the end of April. So she just moved in with me.
Wow.
That is how many months? That what? 4 months?
Fast.
Yeah, and we didn't even question it. It wasn't a question. It was, yes, this is right. I would never do that ever in any relationship prior. I would never do that. Why is that okay? And we're still going strong, and it's just what it needed to be. Yeah. Thank you.
That's beautiful. But you're working in harmony with each other, aren't you?
Yeah.
You have that emotional safety, which is so important in a relationship, especially for a woman. You know, if we don't have emotional safety, we can't connect deeply. We can't love. We can't be physical. We can't, you know, it's the most important thing, self-respect, not self-respect, mutual respect.
Right.
And just having that communication, healthy communication as well, where if someone comes to you with a problem, they don't take it as an attack, they don't take it as an ego wound.
Yes.
You turn around and say, okay, I you know, you don't always understand how it upset that person's feelings, but that's not for you to put an opinion on what other person's feeling. At the end of the day, they felt it. So active listening, repair work, not rushing into fix, which a lot of men do. Instead of listening, they're like, oh, we need to fix the problem because men are fixers.
Yep.
Women are emotional. Sometimes we just need you to hold space for us and just be there for us and be. Men lead in a relationship, women reciprocate. So whatever the man's doing, whatever attitude, whatever he's operating from is going to directly influence how the woman is going to react to you. So yeah, it's one of those. Men lead, we reciprocate. So if a man's leading from strong masculine, a healed self, the woman will become a softest, most playfulest, feminine, and literally give you the world. She will give you her heart, the world, and everything else. If he's operating from a wounded self, emotional disconnection, it's going to cause the woman to withdraw. It will cause her to emotionally disconnect. She won't feel safe in the relationship. She won't feel secure in the relationship. And she won't, that bonding, that intimate bonding that's beyond the surface level, that's beyond the honeymoon period, just beyond hanging out and being physical and all the rest of it. You can't get that unless you have that mix that you're working with together. Yep.
I think everything you said is absolutely true. I think you've mentioned some of my failings in there. But
mine, I'm not perfect. Jesus Christ, no, I'm not perfect.
I've learned a lot. I have to admit, because every relationship I ever had before this one was adversarial. Yeah, it was you versus me, and it was we're gonna have a discussion.
Yeah,
I'm going to win this discussion, or I'm going to fight for mine. That's not how you do it, man. If you're in a relationship like that right now, you're not in a good relationship. You're not in a good relationship.
No,
you cannot.
If not,
what's that?
I said, work on it if you can. If your partner is reciprocal,
right,
and can put aside that ego, male or female. I'm not saying either way, male or female. But if they're not willing to, the only thing you can do is protect yourself and leave and find something healthier.
Yes, I mean that's true. I mean. That's what I did. Yeah. It wasn't healthy for me. So, but this, I'll give you, I'm sorry. I know we've gone way off the deep end now. But
we have. But the universe dictates the conversation.
Welcome to Working on Your Relationship with Dayvid and Abbie. Thank you very much. So, I'll give you an example of what happened this past weekend. There was a moment where I think I was frustrating her and she was frustrating me.
Happens.
Now she's very good at dealing with that. When I'm frustrating her, because I can be a child at times and I'm acting like a weirdo. I'm just feeling, that's just me. I express myself a lot. I'm singing songs and changing lyrics and so I'm just nuts sometimes. And she's really good at like handling it. She's really, I have to give her credit. I'm not good at handling it. Like I have to repeat myself sometimes, and I'm not good at that. Right? I'm not good at I get upset, and the way I react is like a snap. Right? Yeah. I just said that kind of thing, and that's exactly what I did. And she got angry. Like she never gets angry, man. She never gets angry. She went upstairs and slammed the door and all this, and so now 10 minutes go by, and we have a meal together. And as a matter of fact, I was going to pick up the meal, and I got back. It was like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. And we had a meal, and then after the meal, we talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it. This is how she felt. This is how I felt. Well, okay. Well, I understand. I get it. I'm sorry about that. And she said, I'm sorry too. And it's gone. All that feeling you had, all that anger.
The argument's done.
Yeah. It's done. It's completely over, man. You haven't even thought about it.
Accountability, healthy communication, listening and holding space for each other's feelings and opinions and points of view, without the ego taking over, without the I've got to win this conversation because otherwise I am not dom. I need to win because that's my male grr or female grr, depending on No, but no. You're not. It's not me versus you. It's me and you against the problem. It's me and you working to fix it. It's not I need to be right and you need to be this, that, and the other, and it's your fault and because I can't take my own ego. And it's just like no. Bye.
Yeah. Be on the same side. Be on the same side.
Definitely. Definitely.
It just works. So if this sounds like your relationship, like you're fighting and you're trying to protect yours, man, think about it, because this is not healthy. It's not good. And the reason I'm saying this is I've been in every relationship before this one has been like that.
Yes.
And Angie has always said, because she's a little older than me, and she's always said it's because, I think it's because we're older. Like if we were both in our 20s, we would probably not make it.
Depends how much work you've done on yourself as well. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you haven't dealt with that inner child, if you haven't helped your inner child, because we've all got one, we've all got a wounded inner child. So then you're going to operate from those wounds. You're not going to operate from compassion, love, consistency, presence, connection.
So growth is important. Personal growth is massive.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get there. She probably didn't take as long, but now we're here together, and it's an unbelievable. Listen, I'm sorry. I know y'all are sick of hearing this. It's an unbelievable. And I'm very, very happy. And I count that as my gratitude every day. And when I'm giving gratitude, it's really important to me. And it helps get me out of if I ever have anxiety, which I don't, if I'm depressed, which I can be sometimes, I lean towards the gratitude, and it works.
Yeah. And just be honest and open with your partner, and partners on the other side, hold space. Don't make it about yourself. Hold that space, because we all go through stuff, and relationships aren't 50-50. That's BS. It can be 80-20. It can be, it depends on what the support your partner needs, and then you compensate for that, and then the tables will turn, and then it'll go the other way around, and you're helping them. It's just all about teamwork.
Right. Oh man, Abbie, thank you so much for joining me. This is awesome.
We haven't even spoken about the paranormal.
we touched on it, and then we went spiritual, and then we just we talked about
self-help and relationships.
Good God. How much time do you have? We're at an hour and 60 minutes. You have any more time?
I'm good.
Okay, great. So let's get back into the paranormal stuff. You have
we might have to chop this into 2 episodes, paranormal and spiritual growth.
Big time. I love it though. I love this stuff. I love it.
And me.
Let me go ahead and pull up, because you sent me some stuff. Let me see if I can get that going. Boom.
Sorry, Martin.
You hear your voice?
Yes, I can. Yeah. Can't mistake that voice.
I'm gonna see if I can get it. Okay, we're gonna share it on the screen here.
Would you?
So, Yes, please tell me a little bit about what we're about to listen to.
Well, this was back on All Saints Day. Do you remember we did the recording for Halloween, and we said, Halloween, nothing happens, but on All Saints Day, it seems to kick off a bit more.
Yes.
Well, this was the next day. We went and investigated after we did the Halloween one with Andy. And we were at this Masonic Lodge in Plymouth. Now, we were at the Barbican, which is the oldest part of Plymouth. And I'm sure everyone in America will know about the Mayflower and the Mayflower Steps with the Barbican. So we were right by that, basically.
Oh, wow.
And underneath this Masonic Lodge is the last bit of the old medieval Plymouth City Wall. So that you can see the corner there in the Masonic Lodge reel video I sent you. And also it was built on top of an old church that was bombed out during the war, Second World War. And the only thing that remains are the crypts. And the bodies are still down there, apart from the ones that are up in the temple in the Masonic Lodge.
Wow.
Now, we investigated this place, and we managed to get in there. We're exclusive to Haunted Devon. Sorry, guys, that happens a lot. Exclusive to Haunted Devon, because my tech manager, Mary, her father actually used to be, he used to run that lodge before he passed. So we were up there, and this clip here, I split the team into male and female to see which one would get more activity. Obviously, it's a male dominated place. So at this point in time, all the women were up in the temple. All the men were down in the crypt area. and we were picking up this weird EMF anomaly within the temple. Now, it wasn't on the walls, it wasn't on the ceilings, it wasn't on the floor, but we were getting this high, unexplainable EMF spike that we could only pick up with K2s. Now, I don't like K2s personally, but some of the members use them. Wasn't picking up on the tri-field, wasn't picking up on the Mel meter, but only on the K2s. And it was around the Masonic altar. So you got the pavement and the columns of the Solomon's temple. And the only thing that was the weird thing was in this temple, there's this weird constant EMF spike that went into an actual circle around this part of the temple. Nothing inside the pavement, dead EMF, zero, nothing, nada inside. Outside, nothing, dead, nada.
Oh, wow.
So we actually, when we investigate, we open a circle, and we did this directly underneath. And the same way that the Masonic order, they walk clockwise around to it's positive energy. It's the sun. It's you know, anti-clockwise is negative. It's lower chakra. Clockwise is positive. Now, when I open a circle, an open investigation, I get people to ground. So I put the roots down, I draw the energy up, I hold it in the heart space, and then I bring the energy down, mix that energy in the heart space, and then pump it around the circle clockwise, not only for protection, communication, you're opening up all your energy centers and all the rest of it. We've done this below. This is going on above us. So was that weird EMF energy? Now, this is a theory because we haven't gone back to test it, but was this weird EMF energy a residual energy imprint of all those rituals going on since the 40s of them, you know, squaring the edge, going round and round and round and round? Now, our former chair, Graham, who's a member of our committee still, is a consulting member. I always believe in getting mentorship and knowledge and advice from people that have come before you. So, you know, it's one of those. And he's an astrophysicist. He's a scientist. Wow. So, you know, he thought, you know, we could be in some sort of fear cage, some EMF bouncing off. I mean, we were looking for hearing induction loops. We were looking for all sorts to try and debunk this EMF. And we couldn't figure out anything because it wasn't on the floor. So, okay, so it's not wiring. Wasn't anywhere near the walls. Okay, not wiring. High ceilings, wasn't anything to do with the lighting. And it got stronger up at head height, which would make sense because that's where your intention is, isn't it? And that's where you're pumping the energy around.
All right. So right here, I'm going to put it into the stage real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Before we say this, while we were up there as the women, I actually played a secret recording of a third degree masturbation initiation rite. So I'm playing this. Women are in the temple. We're not allowed to be in the temple while things are going on like that. And after I play this, we hear this dragging sound downstairs and these footsteps stomping. And this is the audio I tried to get you, but I just could not get into the cloud. Stomping up the stairs and about to come into the temple. So I go downstairs and find out to see if there's any team members come up or anything like that. And I've gone down the top floor. So it's a 3-floor building. So I've gone on the top floor, the middle floor, which is ground level. And then I've gone underground, and this place is massive, and walked all through the underground area to the crypts to where the guys were. And I asked them if, like, you know, if they've been upstairs, if they've been doing anything, if someone's gone up there. They're like, no. And I say, we hear this chair dragging and these footsteps. Now, as I'm coming back, and I pause because I feel something, but as I'm coming back from these guys, you actually hear a chair drag above me as well.
Oh, wow. That's what we're going to listen to right here?
That's what we're going to listen to here.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Go for it.
Sorry, Martin.
Are you able to hear it?
Yeah.
Right. So no one pulled a chair and went, and then stomp. Just one person. You've all come down together, so no one's gone back upstairs. Yeah, that was before then. After then, yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. No. I've just come down. There's no one down here, and then Kelly's like, "I'll make sure no one's like gone up to get something." No. And I've just dragged a chair, and I'm going to do it again and see if they hear it. So if it's not that, then God knows. Right. Sorry about scaring you.
Yeah, I scared Martin, bless him, as I came into the crypt.
I have a really bad headache down here.
Right, you hear me pause.
That was nobody.
And that's the chair dragging above me.
But that's not you doing it, right?
Not me, no.
Shit, yeah, it's flooded there.
So it goes on a lot longer because there's a tap that kept turning on and flooding, and that is activity they get. And it was actually full on when we arrived, and the floor was just soaking wet.
So is there more, or should I stop it here?
Stop it there. It's just me walking back upstairs, and then you hear me drag a chair, and then I walk back up and I speak to the team upstairs. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I heard the chair. I heard it drag on the ground.
Yeah, that was above me, and I'm filming while I'm doing this. I've sent you the audio, but I'm actually filming all this on my phone. So yeah.
Okay, the next one I have, it says Masonic Lodge Crypt Bangs.
Yes. Now I'd gone by myself. I'd gone wandering by myself, as I do of a night. You know, I'd go around these old buildings by myself. I'm so used to it because I'm the one that closes down the building of a night. So I make sure we've got all the equipment, everything's back to place. And I've gone on a lone vigil. Everybody else is upstairs in the temple at the time because they're doing a mixed session, and I've just gone down by myself. So I've gone down to the crypts and this bottom temple room, which they won't use anymore. It's basically used for storage in the library. My God, I was in there looking at the books. I spent most of my time looking at the books.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of books do they have down there?
It's a Masonic library. What don't they have? But unfortunately, they were all behind glass cages. I mean, the team were laughing at me because they said they're just going to like see me on the CCTV just carrying this bookcase out with me. I'll bring you back later. Just gonna, you know. But yeah, I go down by myself, and I am pushing a bit on this one. Because men are afraid to go down there because this tap turns on and there's this entity down there that scares people.
Yeah.
So I go round the as you see on the video, I go round, go and have a look in the crypt and all the rest of it, and then I sit down in this temple and I start calling out, and this is what happens.
All right. I mean, hit the play button. Bam.
Apparently grown men, brothers of the society, won't even come down here. They don't even use this ritual room because of what happens down here. I heard that. That was over there. Really? You scared big grown men away?
Abbie, what happens down there that these guys won't go down there?
I don't know. We never actually fully got told. So I'm going down there, but they don't like it. Men don't go down there. Brothers of the society will not use this bottom temple room. It's not something that's used. I know the tap goes on in there.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that was going off when we arrived.
Woman sat in one of your most sacred areas.
Very brave.
You're okay with that? I am the head of my society. Can I speak to the head of yours?
I heard that.
And converse, exchange ideas about the ancient world of knowledge and wisdom.
Wait for it.
Where do you study the mystery schools?
What is that?
Obviously don't want to know.
I don't know. I've not heard that before.
I heard that.
Someone's going bang, 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 bang. That's not upstairs, that's down here. I'm way, way, way away from.
So basically, from then I call out, and then I go walking around the crypt to find out.
That was you making that banging noise, thank you.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, it was on the crypt wall. So I'm like, I know the video hasn't played, but I'm like sat, my back's behind me, and the crypt is behind this wall behind me.
What?
And it literally travelled down the wall, this banging towards me.
Shit.
And it just got louder and louder and louder. Was it something I said?
What did you feel when you started hearing that bang? What went through your soul?
It was kind of like, I wasn't expecting it, because I turned around and been flippant to my camera and said, obviously they don't want to play, but there was a voice or something just before that, which I haven't actually heard before. I've only just heard it through my headphones here.
Yeah.
And with
You heard that? I heard that.
Yeah,
it was,
I heard that.
Sounded like air, like almost like static, and then something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
But what you heard before when I said, like, you know, can I speak to the head of yours? And you heard that gulp. That was me gulping. That was me. So that was a little bit of a central nervous system gulp.
Should I play the rest of this?
It's just me walking around, basically.
Okay. And there's another one. Do you want me to play the next one?
I think that is the same one, but in audio form.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's exactly the same.
Yeah. I did it in video and audio for you, so you could actually have the original.
Interesting. That is amazing.
That's what I said. It's interesting.
I mean, what, it makes me wonder what is behind that wall.
It was the crypt. I mean, I think we collabed on the video, didn't we?
Yes.
On the Masonic Lodge video. So that is the video of, I just sped it up basically, of me walking down in that area. But yeah, there's just the pipes, the heating, the crypt, and that's what I thought it could have been. Okay, is it air traveling down a pipe? Now that was my logical brain kicking in to what it could be, but didn't do it all the whole time afterwards or beforehand. I checked with the team. No one had gone into the toilets. No one was using the taps or anything like that. So there shouldn't have been any reason for an airlock to go down the pipe. And it wouldn't have sounded like that. It just went boom, 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 boom. And it literally just followed me down the wall and stopped right behind my head.
It just makes me wonder, is there like a cemetery nearby, or did someone
Yeah.
die
I was right
place?
next to the cemetery. That's what it was. It was a crypt.
Okay. Got it.
And they'd been disturbed because what I think are the skeletons that are upstairs in the lodge, in the actual temple itself, that's like kind of hidden, and then you open up this wooden trap door, and you can see these skeletons and these skulls laid out, which is part Masonic rite to facing mortality and things like that. The amount of skulls and different parts of skeletons that are there, we theorized that they would have come from the open crypt that was still there. The other crypts, the entrances to them are actually outside on the street, and English Heritage go monitor them twice a year. And there was an actual guy in the street, because the Masonic Lodge actually sold the car park off a couple of years ago, and houses and like flats were built there. And he actually tunneled down and found a crypt entrance in his flat, and he actually made it into another room of his place until English Heritage caught him and told him to put it back, and it made the papers and everything.
Wow.
So yeah.
else.
But they come and check that on the wall twice a year. So whoever does buy that place, if it does get developed, they're going to have a hell of a time, because they've got a scheduled monument and human remains down there. So.
Good God. Yeah, that's creepy. I know I had a video because I do share a ton of videos, and one of them was of a security guard who was working in like a mausoleum. There were some crypts around there, and he was walking in there, shining his flashlight. You know, the ones that are like they're walls,
Yeah.
and they're like several, right? And he heard a child call out, and he was like, "Is there someone in here? Do you need help?" And you can hear the child talking to him, and it sounds like it's inside the crypt. You can hear it like it's inside. It's not in the hallway.
Yeah.
It's not down the hall.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You need to get out of here, okay?" And the kid's like, "Okay, I'm trying." That kind of thing is the scariest, freakiest. The guy could not. He actually ended up quitting, I think, because he couldn't take that. It was too much.
Yeah, I think I would. I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, child spirits I find so heartbreaking when they get stuck, but they are the hardest to move on. They are the hardest to cross over. They because they're happy where they are, especially if they're with other children, or they're with family, but they seem to be the hardest to cross over. But they kind of stay where they are. But I just find it so heartbreaking when there's a child spirit.
It's weird. I it's kind of hard for me to understand where is it connected to the body? Because you've heard of spirits connecting to people, to objects, dolls, whatever. But when you come across an apparition at a cemetery, it kind of throws me for a loop, because then you don't want to be. I don't want to be stuck to my body, man. Listen, I don't want to be in a cemetery for eternity. I don't want that. Pass. I want to go on to the next. Go on, and because you've heard this, right? When because I also today it was like yesterday, day before yesterday, I did a 5-part series of a man talking about a near-death experience.
Oh wow!
And it was the most beautiful story. He lost me at Angels, but he was talking about how when he passed, finally he realized he was out of his body, and he went into the next area, that he was embraced by so much love. It was just a beautiful, not overwhelming, just a beautiful amount of love. And all of these people that he knew approached him, people that had passed, right? And, he saw his brother who had passed, and the embrace was just the most beautiful thing, because it turns out he was one of his spirit guides.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, it was just like, it makes me think about, what the other side is going to hold for us,
Yeah.
Here's an interesting thing though, Abbie. He said this was like, he said, "Thank God I didn't do anything horrible in my life." Because there was a moment that it was basically everything I ever made someone feel negatively. Like if I broke someone's heart, or if I, this kind of thing. He said all of it came to him. He had to feel everything he made someone else feel. He had to feel that in this. It was intense. It was all of it at the same time. And he was like, please, make it stop.
Yeah, it will follow you. If you don't do accountability and healing, it will follow you to the next life.
Right. And then the next thing he said was that all the good that he did in his life, and he got to feel what the other people felt.
Yeah.
And that, again, that's, to me, that's a beautiful thing. Of course, you're going to have to deal with, I think that's where people get the idea of hell or whatever. You're having to deal with everything you did that was wrong, and heaven because it's pure love or whatever. I don't think it's either of those. I don't think those exist, to be honest. I think this is what exists. And I prefer this, to be quite honest. I'm looking forward to that.
I think, to be honest with you, heaven, hell, all the rest of it, it's where our frequency is, because, our energetic body and our soul, we carry that frequency, but we can pollute our spirit with our human experience. I think that's why some people don't move on, or they're afraid to move on, or obviously if there's a sudden tragic death and the soul's in shock. Right. Just like you're in shock and you just can't get your head around it. And it's like, am I dead? Or it's like shell shock, isn't it? PTSD for spirits. But yeah, I think, to be honest with you, it goes back to the Egyptian Book of the Dead, doesn't it? If your heart weighs heavier than a feather, If your conscious is not clear, if your heart weighs heavier than a feather, then you're going down to do it again. You're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
You're not moving on, sort of thing. And I
Right.
think we do experience everything that we do in life, good and bad, because none of us. I'm not bloody perfect by no means. Good and bad. To get perspective as well on that soul contract, on what you've actually come down for. So him experiencing every good thing that he's done, but in every way he's impacted someone, whether it's been conscious or unconscious, whether it's been purposefully or not purposefully.
Right.
But it's like, okay, this is how I've impacted someone. This is how I've moved through the world. This is how other people receive my energy. What can I learn from that? Especially considering it's a near-death experience and I'm coming back into myself. What am I learning from that? And what am I going to do moving forward?
Yeah. Interesting, man. I love all this. I don't know the answers. I don't.
I'm just theorizing on my own experience.
Right. And exactly. But I prefer this. And I have a theory that, and you know, this comes again from Journey of Souls, is that we are all a piece of the divine.
Yes.
That and I heard this explained to me from a video that was beautiful. That was basically, imagine an ocean. When you're born, you're a drop of water that leaves the ocean, and you're out doing your life or whatever. It's like a splash, right? And a drop of water goes into the air. That is your soul. And then when you die, it joins the ocean again and becomes a part of this grand ocean. And that's who God is. It's not some dude with a beard in the sky. And I don't believe in that. I don't think that's a real thing. I think we're all a piece of the divine.
Yeah.
So treat each other the same way you would want to be treated, and you'll be doing it right.
Definitely.
That's how I look at it.
Definitely. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. And the funny thing about a drop of water is, which again ties into this, drop of water, you drop it into that ocean or you drop it into a glass of water, that drop of water, those molecules, they remain the same. It doesn't distance, it just becomes part of it. But that individual drop remains that individual drop. So your soul just returns in its intact state, doesn't get blended or diluted, but your soul goes back to that source, to that ocean, and it remains that soul, but just becomes part of it.
Absolutely. And with a bow, she does it again. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Start something, a self-help podcast at this rate. Just move on from the paranormal, you know.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about that. You know, I mean, you have a lot of good insight. I like it. I really like it.
Years of experience, healing, and learning.
Is Dent your real last name? Because that's a kick-ass name. And
yeah, my mom was nice on that one. A Dent.
I love it, man. Abbie Dent. Dayvid Dent. That would be cool. I kind of like that last name. I don't like my last name's okay. It's unique, but it's not. It's not a dent. A dent?
Oh, no.
Don't mess with me. I'm gonna put a dent in you. You know.
If you want to see my car, it's got a few in them. I think we've got one more bit of footage, haven't we? The UFO footage you wanted to look at.
The what now? Oh yes.
The UFO one.
I actually could not find it. Let me see if I can pull it up quick.
I got another one this week. I did it on Andy's show last Monday, I think. Yeah. There's so much outside my house. It's unbelievable.
Let's see if I can pull it up.
Excuse my French on this one, guys. The train scares the living bejesus out of me because it never blows its horn. I jump and I kind of F-bomb it. So I do apologize for that one, David.
Oh, I know where it is. Let's see if I can pull it out from there. Let's see. La 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 la. You never have to apologize. You know what? As much as I cuss on here,
in case there's any younger listeners out there,
I cuss so much that people are used to it. Here and there.
Well, apparently it's a sign of high intelligence.
Oh, is it? Well,
yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's what I know you sent it to me.
I think it was Messenger, wasn't it? I think it was either Insta or Messenger, wasn't it?
Is that it? Let's see.
It's not transcended. Oh no, I haven't got my phone on. It's not charging today. It's been a pain. I've had so many tech glitches today. There's some sort of solar flare going on, but
It might be.
Word have I had tech? Like, I can't. My phone is just not charging, and it's been like that all day. I've been trying to edit reels. I've got about 6 reels that are ready to go up. I've managed to get 3 up.
Let's see it here. Let me try one more thing. Boom, son.
Should
There's
be on
Andy the codes.
It should be on our Facebook Messenger. Yeah.
Oh, it says messages are missing.
Oh no, man. I think it is on Instagram. I put it up last week on my Instagram page.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me use this as an excuse to get you back.
Oh God, yes, and we'll talk about the paranormal as well this time, and not just fix your life. Sort your life out, mate.
Oh, absolutely, man. Because Jesus Christ, there's so many. Listen, I come across so many people that because I pick people up and I drop them off. I have a lot of, San Antonio is a very good city. It's a very nice city. People are nice here. Yeah. So I get a lot of conversations with people who are good people that are just, you connect, you make these connections with. It's just amazing. But every once in a while, I come across a person who's still in that, stuck in that thing, and I know they're stuck in that thing, and I just want to help them. But we all have our you gotta do it yourself, I guess. Yeah.
All you can do is, even if you've had someone in your life like that, all you can do is let it go with love and wish them healing. Wish that they somehow find it within themselves, and if they do and if they don't, that's their journey. That's nothing to do with you. But all you can do is put that intention out into the universe, saying, okay, this didn't work, fair enough, I release it with love, and I wish you healing and success.
Very much so. Yeah, sometimes I don't, because I can tell they're not in a good mood, or but like that lady I told you about today that was talking all this negative stuff, and I hope she doesn't continue it. I hope she just has a good time. She's literally going to New York City. She's going to Rockefeller Center, the skating, all that cool stuff, man.
Christmas trees.
Cold. And she's gonna see the Christmas tree. It's cold there, yes. It's in the 30s, but come on, you'll be all right.
It'd be great. I'd love to go to New York. I've never been to America,
so maybe
I need to cross the pond too. Maybe next year.
Absolutely, man. You should come. You and you come with Andy, or you come with the HD people.
Yeah, definitely.
Come and do an investigation over here. That would be awesome.
Oh, that would be awesome. We'll have to meet up and do an investigation.
Yeah, I was in Boston recently. Boston and Salem, and nice. Those were bucket list items.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about the turkey and the Phyllis with the knife attacking you.
That was so strange.
That was weird.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? All right, I've come to the portion of the show where I ask you 6 questions.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for the 6 questions, Abbie?
Go for it.
These are the 6 questions, Abbie Dent style.
Okay.
Yeah.
God knows what you're gonna get. Your audience ready for this?
I hope so. They're ready. Hey. Luckily, I feel fortunate enough that I have a following. People actually, they know pretty much what I'm going to ask, because for these questions, I ask everybody.
Okay. Well, after our self-help TED talk, I think we can handle it.
Abbie, question number 1: what brought you to the paranormal? How did you get from little Abbie Dent to the paranormal?
I actually started off with little Abbie Dent. I experienced a haunting from the age of 0 to about 4 and 5. Wow. There was a poltergeist in the house. We think it was a poltergeist. We're not actually sure. It was a woman. I used to call her Letzi because I couldn't see her. Obviously, I could hear her. We used to get light bulbs unscrew, TV turn channels on and off. And I'm going back to the early 80s here, where the kid was the remote, They didn't have remote controls back then. So show my age.
I remember that.
There was a time where I was upstairs in bed having a nap. I was probably about 2, 3, I don't know. And I remember my mom and my nan rushing upstairs and rushing into the bedroom, because apparently they'd heard all this kerfuffle and all this noise. And my room was completely turned around. My bed that was near the side of the wall was in the middle of the room, and I was just nicely fast asleep in bed. I used to tell my mom of a night time, I used to cry and say, you know, they won't let me go to sleep. They keep talking to me. They keep talking to me.
Wow.
So my mom used to have to come in and tell them, like, you know, the baby's trying to sleep, you're scaring her. So, you know, it happened from there. And I've had a lot of paranormal experiences throughout my life, UFO experience as well. So, you know, I got into the books, the research, and when the internet came along, it was just like, oh, wow, paranormal research.
Yeah.
And then in my 20s, I actually got into investigating. And my first ever investigation, I say investigation, it was a ghost night. I was at a place called Bodmin Jail, and it was before Mark Rablin took over there as medium. And I ended up with a pretty nasty attachment from a spirit, which I later found out was called Matthew Weeks, and it took me a while to get rid of him. But he ended up back at Bodmin Jail. I dropped him back off in the end. But
Nice.
that might be a story for a different show. I can go into that one. Yeah,
that would be great.
Bodmin Jail guy, I used to call him. And then as soon as I got rid of him, the week later, I interviewed a guy called Jason Higgs, who just wrote a book on haunted Cornwall and Bodmin Moor. And it actually told the story of Matthew Weeks and Charlotte Diamond, and it's exactly what I experienced. And it was just like, I was just like, Martin had to take over, because I was just there going,
yeah.
What?
It was a shocker, huh? It was a shocker. Wow. Okay. That's an excellent question. I mean, answer to that question. That was great. The next question, number 2. Who would you say are your paranormal influences?
I am going to say I'm going to go not famous people, I'm afraid. I'm going to go with the people who have actually influenced me on my paranormal journey. So going back to the early days, a man called Ian Addercote, who used to run the Paranormal Research Organisation, who I was a member of. I learned a lot of him. Graham Chapman, Byron Jackson, and yeah, all the people that have helped influence the way I investigate, and the teamwork and the leadership, and just the camaraderie and things like that. So I think, to be honest with you, the people that have influenced me most in the paranormal world are not the celebrities, not the books, or it's actually people who I've interacted with and learned from in life, and who have mentored me, and I've kind of learned so much from, and still learning from till this day. So yeah, I'm going to say those are the ones.
That's wonderful. And the Byron Jackson was the creator of Haunted Devon. He
is, yeah. Awesome. And Graham Chapman is the chair before me. Yeah, he was chair for many years before me.
Shout out to those guys.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Question number. What's that?
And all my committee and the members.
Question number 3. And now we're getting to the questions I ask everybody.
Ooh, getting to the nitty gritty.
Question number 3. How do you want to die?
Peacefully asleep, surrounded by family.
Yep. That's nice. Right now, that's the number one answer. I think everyone has pretty much said that. Not everyone, but pretty close. And that's how I want to go. I want to go to sleep. I don't want to even have any kind of turmoil.
Surrounded by my loved ones.
That's a 2-parter. So the second part of that question is, how do you think you're going to die?
Probably just doing some random paranormal stuff and just falling over because I'm clumsy as hell. So you're just going to hear that splat, but you're not going to hear that I'm okay. I wouldn't like to summarize. I wouldn't like to put it out there in the universe to manifest. So I don't know. We'll see when the curtain calls.
You will be doing. You would be dying doing something you love, right? So that's kind of cool. I like that answer. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay, number 4. And I know you've already talked about some of this, so if you want to answer it with the second part, you can. But the first part of this question is, what is the strangest paranormal experience you've ever had? Or, if we've already discussed that, what's the strangest moment of your life? So
Oh, okay.
pick and choose. Pick and choose.
Pick and choose. Well, I did a bit of both. I'd say probably the strangest paranormal moment in my life. Oh God, there's been a few. I'd say probably Wiltshire 2012, 2013 with my former co-host Martin Hicks, who's the amount of UFO activity, shadow beings, and not like nasty shadow, this big hooded figure that was following us around, which I think was some sort of guide to the experience, to be honest with you. But those 2 years were massively out of the twilight zone. Took me a while to recover from both years. There was a bit, and it just opened me up to so much more. It just opened my mind and my consciousness up to so much more that I did. It wasn't even in my comfort zone. I was just totally outside my comfort zone, and it was just like. But we will go into that. That is a long story that
cool.
Your viewers would need more time to. Awesome. Do it justice.
For sure. And so you actually made me want to ask you really quick. Have you seen an alien?
I may have when I was a child, yes. Me, my mom and my dad driving. Oh God, it was Christmas. Oh God, it'd been between 8 and 10. No, it was the year I got my organ, so it would have been about 8. And we were driving to the Midlands. Excuse me, just getting over a cold. Driving up to the Midlands, and there's this forest and this hill coming out of Torbay, and it's known as Telegraph Hill and Holden Hill. And it's got all these pine trees on it. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty dangerous road, to be honest with you. Now we're driving at like 1, 2 in the morning because my dad hates traffic up the M5 going to the Midlands. It's about 2.5 hour, 3 hour drive. Mm-hmm. And we're driving up the road, and we're on the outgoing. So we're coming up the hill to where there's now a garage. I don't think there was back then in the 80s. There's like a petrol station at the top. Mm-hmm. And we see these lights in the woods, and it's like bright lights in the woods that are lighting up everything. And like, we're all like, is that a UFO? Is that it? Like, you know, my family, my mom's quite spiritual. She's had experiences. My dad's had experiences. So it's something we talked about regularly in the family. You know, the paranormal was never taboo. My mom didn't like me messing with it because she had some negative experiences and she was scared I was going to have the same. And anyway, we're watching these lights, and then I look on the other side of the carriageway, and there's this big hunched figure, and he's dressed in olden day clothes. He's not even matched in today's timeline. So you wouldn't think, okay, Saturday night or Friday night, there's some drunk guy walking up the dual carriageway, taking his life into his own hands, because there's no lighting up there, and it's windy roads in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And he was hunched over, and he was out of time. He was out of character. And I went, Mom, look at this guy. And we all saw him, and it was literally, he was on this side of the road. The UFO was on this side of the road in the forest. Mm-hmm. And we saw them within a couple of seconds of each other. So had to be connected. But this guy just looked completely out of time. I couldn't give you any details. He was totally in silhouette, but he was taller than the average chap. He was hunched over, and he was kind of like dressed like Bill Sykes out of Oliver Twist. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I can kind of equate it to. He was totally out of time. Totally.
So he was a tall guy? Kind of tall guy,
probably 6.5, 7 feet, but he was hunched. So.
That makes me think of the tall whites or the Nordics.
Yeah,
I know. And I wonder if because I've noticed you see UFOs more frequently than the average human being. So it makes me wonder if you have been followed, or have you ever found anything on your body that's like something that shouldn't, like a foreign material that's under your skin or anything like that?
Nothing like that. I've woken up with marks before, but I bruised like a peach anyway. But it goes back. My mom, my brother, my granddad, her brother, they had experiences growing up when they were children. They saw UFOs and stuff like that. My uncle says he got abducted. And I don't know, you know, we haven't had the full story of that, but they saw lights outside their bedroom window and stuff like that. My granddad experienced stuff when he was in the military and when he was in Egypt and all through his life. So I don't know if it's just something within the family or something, but yeah, I see a lot. And I was doing CE5 before I knew what CE5 was. I've only learnt the term this year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, is that what it is? But I get a lot outside, a lot follow me about, and it's normally in pivotal points of my life as well. or when my frequency is up. So if it's like I've made a major decision or something like that, and then all of a sudden I'll see a spate of UFOs like that night, and it's like almost like confirmation. It's like, oh, right, okay, yeah, you're giving me a cool, I'm on the right path sort of thing.
So we're okay, to be continued. We have to come back to that at another time.
I'm still figuring that one out myself, but I see a lot. I've never been abducted. I've had
that you know of.
That I know
of. Yeah.
I've had an out of body experience that I've been pulled out of my body and guided and shown stuff. So I think that was a bit ET or extra dimensional or whatever these things are. But no, I've never missed time or anything like that. It's always never been malevolent. It's always been quite benevolent and loving. And I always feel where they're about. I can feel them. I look up and then I'll see something. So
it seems to me the out of body is more astral projection.
Yeah.
And maybe a guide or someone was showing you something. That's interesting.
I was taken. It was not voluntary. And then I was slammed.
Let's hope it was a guide, right? Because what?
I was slammed.
Right. Question number 5. What is the scariest or weirdest dream you've ever had?
Yeah. And I haven't had one for a hell of a long time, and I'm glad I haven't, and I'm my mom hasn't either. Unfortunately, in our family, we predict death. So
okay.
Yeah, we dream, and mom has it differently than I do. She gets family come and tell her that someone's going to die. I get the dream and I see it and I feel it, but I haven't had anything like that since my granddad passed. I remember I had it when my dad died, and that I knew he'd gone. I knew he'd gone. So yeah, but that's the scariest, like precoggy dream, but hasn't happened for years, and I hope it doesn't happen again, to be honest with you. That's not something. Yeah. But yeah,
one of my greatest fears is losing a loved one. I hate that. I just lost my dog a year ago. It's been about a little over a year now. Last 2024 September.
Yeah.
And I had a dream about her just the other day, which was nice. It was nice to dream about. Yeah, it feels like a visitation. Yeah. But it also felt like an alternate reality. Because in this place, it was like she was living with my parents and another dog. And that's not that I would never let that happen. But maybe in this reality I did. But I was telling them that I want to bring her home with me for a little while, because I don't want to, she ends up dying. I'm not going to have that time, that kind of thing. And she's running around having a good old time. She's just there. And then last night I had a dream about another dog I had. Like, she's been gone for a while now.
Yeah.
We were just hanging out, having fun, playing around. That was interesting. So they're why are they visiting me, man? No, I was kidding.
Visitation dreams, I love them. The only thing is, when you wake up afterwards, you don't want to wake up. You want to go back to the dream. So that's the only heart-wrenching thing. But I prefer to have those kind of dreams than the precog stuff. I don't like that. I don't like that.
I think the only time I ever had one of those dreams where I was a kid.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember this. I had just gotten a brand new bike. So in the dream, I'm riding a bike and I'm having a good old time. I'm making these little jumps on the corners and doing all this business. And then I slid in the street, and my leg from like the outside of my leg all the way down was scraped up, from the rocks and the caliche and all that. And then I remember that was a terrible, part of the dream. I woke up from it. And then the first thing I did was, yay, my bike. It's Saturday. I get outside and ride my bike. Yeah, having a good old time. And the exact same thing happened. Exactly the same way I dreamt it. I scraped up my leg pretty bad.
It's weird. It happened to a former partner of mine. I mean, we were together about 16 years. Just grew apart, that sort of things. But yeah, he had his mate's car, and it was a BMW, and it was just like like the SUV kind of BMWs, like sort of thing. Yeah, it was one of those. I can't remember what kind of series it was. He was a mechanic, And he was asleep now, and he woke up and he was like, I dreamt that a branch, because it was we were in the middle of a winter storm, because I dreamt that a branch, I was driving Darren's car, and a branch fell on the car off a tree and squished it, and I was in the car. And I was like, oh, don't say things like that, you'll put it out in the universe. And anyway, the next day he rings me. And he was like, you never guess what happened. And I was like, what? He goes, I wasn't in Darren's car, but I was in an exact model for another customer, the exact same model, different colour, still a Beamer. And he was driving through Ipplepen because, test driving the car on the roads. And this tree fell off, this branch fell off this tree and hit it, luckily on the frame of the window sort of thing. And it cracked the window, caused dent to the roof. But he was okay. But the fact that he saw it, but he thought it was his friend's car, but it was the exact same car, but it just wasn't his mate's car.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Crazy how these things happen.
Weird how this happens. It's almost like I think we can jump ahead in time. I think this is where, precog and all the rest of it comes from. Our consciousness can time travel. Physically, we can't, but I think our consciousness can. Yeah. And I think we do that sometimes in our dreams. And then we bring it back because we've seen the future. We've jumped that level, and we're bringing that information back. And I think that's my opinion.
Let me run this by you. You just made me think of something. Let me run this by you. Tell me what you think about this. If your soul is with your body, right? A lot of people think the eyes are the windows of the soul that's inside your brain or inside your body or what. I believe, or I think, I don't know, like I said, I think your aura is your soul.
Part of it, yeah.
And so people can see it, there's Edgar Cayce, the famous sleeping prophet. He could see people's auras.
Yeah.
And then he could actually see, there was this one time he could see these people in an elevator. He saw all their auras had turned black. And so he didn't get in the elevator. No. He decided not to.
Yeah.
And that plummeted and all those people died.
Oh my word.
So does that mean that their souls left before it happened? Sometimes that, sometimes that's supposed to happen before a traumatic death. Your soul actually leave your body before you actually hit a car or a tree or whatever it is. So, I think I kind of like to believe that that's part of your soul is your aura.
Definitely part of it. Yeah.
Mine's colorful. See, it's red.
I'm going multicolored at the minute and Christmassy.
All right, Abbie. Question 6. Abbie Dent, who the fuck do you think you are?
Oh, I'll let you know at the end of my life.
Who are you now?
Who am I now? Oh, now I am sassy, bit funny, bit cheeky. I
like it.
Just a kind, caring, empathetic person who's up for helping anybody, up for improving, up for just learning and absorbing and just living fully in the moment and enjoying and just giving and just being grateful. Yeah, that's me.
That's
just living for the now.
Great answer.
A bit of sass.
I love it. Love the sass. Abbie Dent, thank you so much for joining me. You have gone through the 6 questions. You have succeeded and survived. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. We're definitely doing this again.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And we'll stick to the paranormal guys this time. We promise.
Right. Yeah, we'll leave the 30 minutes of happiness out. Yeah, we'll do that. That's
either that or start a new self-help podcast.
Listen, I enjoyed every part of this.
Brilliant.
This was great, and I feel like we're on the same wavelength, which is really awesome. So thank you so much again. We're gonna call this a show. Thank you everybody for listening. Please give me a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do all those wonderful, wonderful things. Please go follow Abbie. Where can they find you, Abbie?
You can find me on Lifting the Veil podcast on Instagram. Haunted Devon website, which is www.haunted-devon.co.uk, and you can also find me on SoundArt once a month or on Mixcloud at Ghost Finder General. You can find all my old my shows there, but from next year you will find me on all major podcasting platforms.
Excellent. Also find her on Instagram, guys, and Facebook, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, guys, that's it. If it's interesting to you, then go down the rabbit hole.
Hell yes.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, people. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abbie Dent. Lovely lady, isn't she? I am fortunate to be on a show every Friday. It's a live show called Alien 8 UK with Abbie and the host, Mr. Andy Decodes. Man, took a while to pop in my brain. Andy Decodes. The show is Alien 8 UK. It's every Friday. We have good old Abbie Dent, the wonderful Abbie Dent. We have Tommy Cullum. Oh my God, of Let's Get Freaky. And we have Nicole. I believe she's from New Jersey. She's a paranormal investigator as well. And so we have a very good team of people. I'm very blessed to be a co-host on that show. So give it a look, see over there on the YouTubes. It's a live show and you can always catch it afterwards too, which is really cool. We usually have, sometimes we have pizza. We eat pizza while we talk about, we have a guest usually. It's really nice. Get to hear all these stories. Go check it out. All right. I wanted to talk a little bit about knowing when to quit or knowing when to take a break. And this just recently happened. It's actually happened the past couple of days with a friend of mine who is going to remain nameless, who I really adore, who has taught me a lot. She's wonderful. She's a beautiful girl too as well. She's very beautiful and she's a very successful person. And she's struggling. And, you know, we all go through these patches where we struggle. And she brought it to my attention that this was happening, that was happening. Life was bringing her down and she needed a break. And it didn't, like something like this, when you hear something like this, you know, the younger version of me might have been upset or might have thought, what the hell, man? What? Now you're saying this? But I was just impressed by this person. First of all, I've learned a lot already from this person. She's younger than me. And that doesn't, just because you're older doesn't mean you cannot learn new things from younger people. It doesn't, you have to be smarter than that, man. You have to open your mind up and listen and try to take in knowledge, bro. It's the best thing ever. I love it. And this person has taught me a few things that I am so grateful for. I'm a better person because of it. And this impressed me. Reaching out, letting me know, explaining why. And then the best of all is knowing you needed to do this for yourself, for your own mental health, for your own sanity. Great respect for that. It's up to you to realize you need a break. Because if you don't do it, no one's going to do it for you. And I'm taking this as a huge lesson for me to know when I'm getting burned out, to try to recognize that. Because I churn forward. Listen, down the rabbit hole, 180 weeks straight. That means 3.5 years, every single day for 3.5 years, I have posted on Down the Rabbit Hole. Every single day, without fail. No holidays, no breaks whatsoever. I do it every morning. Even when I was in the ER, when I was in the, what is it called? The, you know, where they have to take extra special, the ICU. Even when I was there, if I was awake and I had time, I was working on it. So burnout is eventual, and you're not a robot. So you need to recognize when you need a break. It's vital. It could save your life. And this person is wise enough and smart enough and strong enough to say it. And I admire that greatly. And I want to push that out to everybody out there. If you are struggling and you realize you need a break, take a break. You know what? I took today off. I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and instead of working, I said, you know what? I'm taking the day off. I need a break. I'm gonna take some advice here. This is good advice. She's not telling me to do it. She's doing it for herself. But listen, if you can see that there's a benefit to it, dude, take it in. Think about it and marinate on it and act. And in honor of her, I took a break today. And in a month, we're going to come back and see where we're at and get back to work. If that's where she's at, I am open to all things. If you need longer time, I'm good with that, man. I'm good with it, man. Listen, you got to take care of yourself because no one's going to take care of you for you. You have to do it for yourself and be wise enough to recognize the signs. This could be the difference between, you know, a heart attack and not having a heart attack. You know what I mean? Think about it. Take the time, meditate on it. It's very, very important. And a lot of us need this and don't realize it. And then you run yourself into the ground. So I think that's a great lesson to learn, to think about, to put into your brain and to marinate on. I love saying that word, marinate. It makes me want to eat something, I don't know, delicious. But take care of yourself. You're important. I know a lot of us take care of everyone else. A lot of us take care of everything that needs to be taken care of, especially the guys, the dads, you know, we put everything first, just like moms do too. I'm not saying that they don't. Moms do too, for sure. Recognize it before it's too late. It's very, very important. And a day off, so what? Things will get done. It just doesn't matter. It'll eventually get taken care of. You will eventually handle it and it'll be fine. But you may need a break. We are not machines, people. We're going to end up being killed by machines. Just kidding. All right. Well, that's all I got for today. Please like, subscribe, share out this episode. Let me know what you think about what I had to say. Is taking a break okay? Or are Americans too strong and tough? And, you know, the Europeans have like 2 months off a year, bro. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That sounds beautiful if you ask me. 2 massive vacations a year. Massive vacations. They get paid for it. What do we get? 2 weeks? 3? Big deal. All right, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment, give me a nice 5-star. I love 5 stars. They're delicious. I love them, especially on Apple. Please leave me a 5-star review. Please leave me a nice little message that you listened and you liked. Makes my freaking year. Have a good time, guys. I will see you later. Dayvid out.